Well, if you're in the Western Cape, you could soon be paying more for alcohol. The Western Cape government wants to increase the price of liquor and implement stricter sale times. Premier Alan Winde says they need to change dangerous social and cultural norms in the province. Ayesha Ismail is following the story for us. She joins us now live from Cape Town. So the Premier wants to amend the Liquor Act. Why?
Well, Shahan, yesterday the Premier addressed the Western Cape Legislature and he was dealing with the COVID recovery plan, and while he talked about job creation and dealing with crime and unemployment as well as gender-based violence, he also talked about the fact that there was this direct link between crime and alcohol use, and it is for this reason that he has decided to implement stricter regulations. But let's take a listen to what the Premier had to say about the Western Cape.
We need to confront the fact that the Western Cape has a deadly relationship with alcohol that must be addressed urgently. We learnt in lockdown when alcohol was reduced or banned, it had a direct correlation to crime. And while we know that we cannot just ban alcohol, it plays a role in our economy and creates jobs, but we also know that it has a deadly component to it, and we have to address that.
So how does Winde aim to curb the abuse of alcohol usage?
Well, so one of the things that he has to do, this obviously has to be put on the table in the legislature, and then of course it has to be put out for public participation. Alan Winde says that he wants to fast track this process, and he also wants to deal with it as a priority, and he's talking about putting this out for public participation in March next year. But let's take a listen to what the Premier has to say, exactly how this will work.
We want us to look seriously at pricing and the costs of alcohol, specifically the price points of this cheap alcohol that causes so much trouble in our communities. We need to look at how we change that, because we know that that pricing will reduce consumption. We need to look at hours of trade. We need to look at hours of trade as a tool or a mechanism to slow down, close down, or reduce the amount of alcohol flowing in communities where these dangers and the damage is being done.
Ayesha Ismail in Cape Town, thanks for that.